LeBron James has just shaken the entire NBA, leaving the Los Angeles Lakers after 8 years. And now at 41, the shocking question isn't if he's still great, it's whether the Golden State Warriors, Cleveland Cavaliers, or Miami Heat are about to land the most controversial move of the offseason.
We was chilling, and he was talking about how good LeBron was. And I was like, LeBron better than you? He said, LeBron's the greatest player ever besides Michael. I was like, damn, I'll never pay anybody who played with LeBron. I would never pick him up on my team.
Damn.
And I said, why? He said, because he make them all look good. They all really sad. Swear to God, exact words. He said, you go get them, and they're not going to be the same player you wanted.
And we do have some records on the horizon for the King in his 24th season, a chance to move into fourth in assists all time. He needs 76 to pass Jay Kidd, 29 steals shy of passing the glove, Gary Payton, for the fifth most on that list, which leads us to a very special LeBron edition of Full Court Press. Y'all ready? Okay, let's begin with senior writer Anthony Slater, who covers the Warriors. What's the latest on their pursuit of LeBron, Slater?
Yeah, they continue to get indications that they're on LeBron James' short list, but I'm hearing a growing belief from them that they don't necessarily believe they're at the top of that short list. And if they're not able to get LeBron done, you're looking at a roster that probably is going to remain relatively stable. They've re-signed Melton, Porzingis, Horford, Draymond Green is likely back.
Well, we're going to do it in the next segment. How about that? Where do they stack up in the Eastern Conference?
Oh, Bobby with a tease. Thank you very much. Man, you're stealing my gig here. But come on, for LeBron to announce he was joining the Lakers.
Yeah, we kind of felt like that one was coming quickly.
Yeah. It's not coming in 16 hours. We know that. Shams Charania, I guess nobody really knows what's going to happen here, but can you lay out the process by which LeBron will be making his decision this time around?
Hey, now LeBron James right now is in Ohio spending family time, getting back to the golf course after making his decision to leave the Lakers on Tuesday. And so the priorities for him with his next team are clear, which is finding a team that he feels gives him a chance to compete at the highest of levels.
This is strange doing this from across the pond, but the news, it certainly demands it. What more can you tell us about how LeBron came to the decision that he wants to play again, but it won't be with LA?
LeBron James made the decision on Tuesday here that he will enter free agency. But not only that, he has decided to leave the Los Angeles Lakers. Rich Paul, his agent, informed Rob Pelinka, the Lakers' president of basketball operations, that the Lakers can move on with their offseason because LeBron James is moving on with them. He is leaving after 8 years. He led them to a 2020 NBA championship. And so LeBron James had to first sift through whether he wanted to play another year, and all indications were he was going to do that. So a record unprecedented 24th NBA season awaits LeBron James at the very least, but then it was about where he was going to do it. And obviously there's been a lot of different moves over the last year or so with the Lakers, different priorities with the Lakers. Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, we know they're both on max contracts, and their organization had decisions to make. And so before it can get to a point where the Lakers had to take time and wait, LeBron James made the decision for them. Now both sides can move on with their offseason. And so why? I'm told this is a happiness-led decision for LeBron James. He feels like he needs to find his happiness elsewhere, and wherever he lands in free agency, it will not be driven by money according to sources. And so it was a bumpy finish for him with the Lakers at different points, even though at the age of 41, he led the Lakers out of the first round pretty much by himself as that star player with Reeves and Luka Doncic out. But now, 8 years later, in LA, that's the most time he's ever spent with a team. He told the Lakers today that they can move on because he is moving on elsewhere. LeBron James will play for a new team in season 24.
All right, so LeBron James, he won a championship with the Los Angeles Lakers in 2020, but he is going to be moving on. The question, Shams, they really only begin now. We've seen LeBron make huge decisions before. What's the timeline for when we can expect to know more about his new team, and do we know the teams that he is eyeing?
It's unclear, Malika, what the timeline will be for LeBron James. Right now, he's spending time in the Ohio area, spending time with his family. He's going to make a decision on his own time, but there's no question all of the NBA's contending teams are in the picture here for LeBron James. Will call Rich Paul, will call LeBron James to express interest as soon as free agency opens up at 6 p.m. Eastern time tonight. But out of all the contenders around the league, teams expect the Warriors, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Miami Heat, all to emerge as among some of the suitors for LeBron James. Of course, you never know who could come out of the woodworks, who else could come aboard and pitch LeBron James on a vision to join a team and compete and be happy in his 24th NBA season. As I've been reporting for the last 24 hours, the Golden State Warriors had formed a grand plan going into this offseason to try to form a duo of LeBron James and Anthony Davis to join Stephen Curry and Draymond Green. And Draymond Green, opting out of his $27.7 million player option, gave the Warriors the flexibility and the wherewithal to go out and pursue both avenues. And so the Warriors will be working on that going into tonight's free agency.
Wow. Okay, so that is the LeBron James side of all of this, and that is certainly the biggest piece of this news. But the Lakers, they also have decisions to make here, Shams, and we've been hearing that this is the summer that they are going to go out and try to find a marquee center for Luka Doncic. Do you know how they pivot from here?
Look, they're going to have almost $50 million in cap space now that LeBron James is off their board, that he told them that, hey, you can move on with whatever you guys got to do because I'm out. So with that $50 million, what can they accomplish either via trades? They've been working parallel paths here. They've been trying to figure out Austin Reeves' free agency, waiting on an answer from LeBron James. They have Rui Hachimura to retain as well. But then even beyond that, they've been pursuing trade paths that bring in salary into their $50 million of space. But you think about in free agency, whether they want to pursue restricted free agents like Jalen Duren, Walker Kessler, whether there are other free agent forwards like Jonathan Kuminga, Tobias Harris, to name a couple, they will have interest in players like that. And now they're going to have $50 million to play with from a salary perspective.
And to think, Shams, free agency hasn't even officially opened yet. Thank you.
The league is in disbelief. At 41 years old, after 8 seasons wearing the purple and gold, LeBron James has officially walked away from the Los Angeles Lakers. Not injured, not retired, but stepping out into free agency, triggering one of the most explosive offseason shocks in modern NBA history. This isn't just a departure. This is a power vacuum forming at the center of the NBA universe. LeBron enters what could be a record-breaking 24th season, already defying the limits of age, logic, and expectation. Yet the question now isn't what he's done, it's what comes next. But beneath the shock, the numbers tell an even darker truth about what he's still chasing. Even at 41, LeBron James is not slowing down. He is closing in on statistical immortality. He needs just 76 assists to pass Jason Kidd for 4th all-time. Only 29 steals separate him from surpassing Gary Payton, the glove himself, for 5th on the all-time list.
These are not just milestones, they are statements. Proof that even as the league evolves, LeBron still bends history toward himself.
And that's what makes this exit so unsettling, because he isn't fading out, he's reloading somewhere else. Inside league circles, even rival voices admit it. When LeBron joins a roster, the entire ecosystem changes. Players look better, systems shift, expectations explode, and sometimes collapse under pressure. And now, the most dangerous question in basketball rises. Who dares to sign him next? The race is already forming around 3 franchises ready to gamble everything. The Golden State Warriors are reportedly building a bold, controversial vision, pairing LeBron with Stephen Curry in a scenario that would reshape modern basketball history. A super duo many thought was impossible, now quietly discussed behind closed doors. The Cleveland Cavaliers represent something deeper. Legacy, redemption, a full-circle return that would ignite emotional chaos across the league. And the Miami Heat, the franchise that once forged him into a champion, are watching closely, sensing a final reunion that would feel almost cinematic. But not everyone agrees this is brilliance. Critics inside league circles warn, he elevates rosters, but he also destabilizes timelines. That debate is now the heartbeat of the offseason. But while the league fights for him, his former team is forced into immediate survival mode. With LeBron gone, the Lakers are not collapsing. They are recalculating. Nearly $50 million in cap space suddenly opens up, shifting their entire offseason strategy overnight. Now the focus turns toward building around Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves while aggressively targeting a long-term interior presence. Names like Jalen Duren, Walker Kessler, Jonathan Kuminga, and Tobias Harris are already circulating as potential pieces of a new identity. This is no longer about legacy. It is about reconstruction. A franchise that once revolved around one man must now learn to exist without him. But even as LA rebuilds, the man at the center of it all is still deciding where his final chapter will be written. LeBron James is currently in Ohio, not in a press conference, not in a locker room, but with family, removed from the chaos he just created. Sources describe this decision as happiness-driven, not financial, a rare shift for a player whose every move has shaped decades of NBA economics. His next team won't just sign him, they will inherit pressure, expectations, and global attention unlike anything else in sports. And as free agency opens, the silence is louder than any announcement. Because in the end, this isn't just about where LeBron plays next. It's about what the league becomes after him, and the entire NBA now waits for one decision that could rewrite everything again.
Yo, mic check 1 to 2, -1, -2. Game over for this video, folks. Smash that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to stay in the huddle for more. This is NFL Madness, bringing the heat and signing out.